So what's up with the ice cream?
It's not an ice cream. How do you not know?
Yes, it is. Isn't it one of those icy poles, but it has the ice cream in the middle?
No. Could I have an ice cream?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
That's also, you might have found some lactose-free ones.
Yeah.
I mean, there is lactose-free ones, but that'd be a very fancy like lactose-free. My selection isn't as fancy as a one with the ice cream in the middle. No, did you really not know what this is by looking at it? Like this is a classic.
It's an orange popsicle.
Everyone playing at home. Orange popsicle. What is it? Come on. The answer is it's
A
Frosty
Super
Fruit.
Duper.
Nope, incorrect. Frosty Fruit. Thank you very much.
Nobody knows
Damn,
what that is.
you're really a sucker for brand names, aren't you, Dylan?
Is this a Tassie thing or something? Like, how do you all not know? Hold on, Frosty. This is like,
I just think ice creams are more popular. Thus, everybody remembers ice creams. Nobody knows what.
Like,
if
I think
Peter's
of,
number
oh
one
yeah,
ice-
I'm aware
ice
of
pop.
those, but like before Frosty Fruits, I would think of Super Dupers, and then in front of Super Dupers, there's like, and then after Super Duper, there's like, if you're a bit fancy, you got like a Calippo. Calippos went pretty hard when you were a kid. Fucking, what are the triangle ones? I can't remember what the fuck they were called. Not Sunkiss because that's a drink.
No.
They were like cola flavored. They come in like a triangular diamond, like
Calippo or something.
no, it's not Calippo. Calippo's also one.
How the fuck are you able to name all these random ass things but don't know this is a Frosty Fruit? I don't
because
understand
yours is not that good or not that popular.
that. It is.
No,
It's like the ice pole. What are you talking about?
no.
Again,
Tell
nobody
me.
cares about ice balls.
Peter's website, Frosty Fruits. It says it's the classic. Their website literally says it's the OG.
Yeah,
Like,
sorry. Who writes their website? No. Go on. Who writes their website, Dylan?
No, well, I didn't say that exactly.
Just because they did it first doesn't mean they did it best. You know what I mean?
It says the original Peter's Frosty Fruit with the
The original Peter's Frosty.
Yeah,
Well, there's not an alternate Frosty Fruit. There's just Peter's Frosty
You don't
Fruit.
think there is somewhere in the world?
No,
Yeah.
There's got to be.
They don't have the trademark for Frosty Fruit all over the world.
Mate, Australia's about 10 years behind the rest of the world with so many things. You know?
Yeah.
You know when
Yes.
I moved here?
So what's with the
2007?
popsicle?
What
It's
is with
hot.
the
Did
popsicle?
it hit a high 19 degrees there in Tasmania?
No, it's like fuck off.
He's just like, you know what's going to be great listening potentially for our audio listeners?
Just the AMSMR of
me
him
just
eating.
licking
just
down
slurping.
this icy pole while we were recording the podcast.
I was like, maybe you two could just chat. Maybe I could just enjoy my ice pop piece.
What? You're going to jump on? You're going to jump on for a podcast recording and not say anything?
I got into a podcast with Buddy, and Buddy's eating fucking cereal. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let him do his thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but then I edited that out.
That's
it's 28 at the moment.
Okay.
Is that
28
okay?
degrees.
Is that
That's-
acceptable to have
that's,
Frosty
you know.
Fruits? Ice pole weather?
I mean, any time's a good time for ice pole weather. Or
I
ice
don't
cream.
icy poles like during the winter, so it's fine.
Yeah, so does Ash, because he doesn't have a fucking winter.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's so cold. It's 18 degrees.
Yeah, that's freaking freezing.
and I come from a place where shorts and t-shirts weather is 20 degrees. 20 degrees, time to slap on the shorts and t-shirts, go to the beach, lovely weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
I don't think it is. I
Exactly.
think I think the problem is if you live in a state in which you don't experience multitudes of different seasons, you have the inability for your body to tell the difference between any of them. And you become too accustomed to higher temperatures, Ash, and buy some fucking sunglasses.
Are you minimizing Ashley's experience? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? I think having massive extremes between, seasons is probably worse, right? If you just have the same slight incline between the different seasons. Otherwise, it's like
I think
super hot in the summer and super cold in the winter. Although, admittedly, we're all heading that direction anyway. So.
I was going to say, I think shouldn't it be worse for Dylan at the moment, considering like Dylan's hotter. It's hotter in Tasmania than it is in here in Victoria at the moment. But you're closer to the Arctic. Shouldn't you be just matter of fact
concerned?
Colder? Be more concerned that it's warm right now.
I only found out.
Do you have a boat handy?
Climate change this morning. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know. I didn't know. I was questioning everything. I'm like, why, guys, man? On climate change, I didn't know. Like that. Good time though, because it means that basically. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. As someone who's lived in the exact same place for my entire life, I'm telling you, summers are getting longer.
That is global warming. That is climate change. Yeah.
But like sometimes I think like it's sometimes when you sit there, it's not like I'm telling you something you don't know, right? Or I tell someone else I don't know. Sometimes you just think about things and you just have to tell someone, like tell my parents or whatever, and just be like, man, summers go so much longer these days. Like that real Australian thing of just like saying something and just say everyone agrees with you, and then everyone in the room goes, yeah, they sure are. Yeah, no, they are, aren't they? Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Nah, yeah. I'm like, and that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Very good conversation.
I don't know if I classify it as a conversation, but
or a good one, to be a matter of fact. I think you just need to diversify your conversations with your parents. That's what it sounds like. I think you just need to.
What do you talk to your parents about?
Okay. Well, Dad about the footy.
Yeah.
And different happenings. Mum with the same thing, news, whatever I've done in the day.
What's the most recent news topic you reckon you discussed with your parents?
What did we talk about today?
So I can tell you the news topic I discussed with my parents. I'll see if it's the same. It's
probably not. It's probably not the same.
Why not? Why not?
Why couldn't it be
the same? Technically, the most recent topic has been the Hawthorn Football Club's intra-match.
I did not discuss that.
Match where Hawthorn decided to injure a bunch of its own players, but it's fine. It's all good.
Well, outside of sports.
Outside of sports, probably the power outages and stuff.
What power outages?
There's a ton of power outages in Victoria.
In Victoria, we had mass power outages to the point when I drove home last Wednesday. I had to drive through 4 major intersections with no traffic lights. And it was sketchy as fuck. And I was very grateful I did not live in Melbourne because that'd have been worse.
What, in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
that. Just traffic lights.
I wouldn't drive.
The thing is, right, if you didn't know, when I left work, I didn't know there had been power outages. It wasn't until maybe the third set of traffic lights I went through that was turned off, I was like, it's kind of a bigger problem than I maybe would have presumed. Because at first you go, oh, something's happened in this set of traffic lights. Fuck the area. You go to the next set and you go, oh, fuck, something must have took out this whole grid. And then you go to the next set and you're like, all right, I think something's fucking worrying a bit here.
It depends on how far apart the lights are.
They were the first 2 sets of the lights were technically different towns.
Yeah.
5-10 minutes apart. It was
two sets of lights 5 or 10 minutes apart. You're like, yeah, this is probably just a coincidence.
Well, it's not ridiculous, but at the same time, it's this could be this grid, this could be this area. It's kind of weird that it goes over, the power grid for the lights goes over the river, but sure. That's
I don't know electronics. I don't know physics.
Exactly, right? I don't know how. Maybe they've developed wireless power cables finally. Isn't that the dream?
And what caused it? Fires?
No, just storms. We had massive storms here that just kind of fucked the state for some reason. Normally we have massive storms and then South Adelaide gets fucked for whatever reason. Normally it's Adelaide that gets South Australia that gets fucked. But this time it was us, and that's not okay, all right? We're okay with fucking with another state, but our state, nah. Can't be doing that.
Well, that wasn't. I mean, I know that's affecting you, but that wasn't.
That wasn't what you were talking to your parents about.
Ash, what was the last thing you talked to your parents about?
Oh my god, fishing here. He's fishing for a Me Too moment. He's like, oh my god, Me Too.
No, I think there was a slate of robberies or stabbings in the area that my parents talked about. Was the last thing.
Your area? Or
in this the not too far. You know,
technically,
a
his
few
area
suburbs
is
across.
Brisbane.
Yeah. So
Because what I'm picking up is you both talked about very
specific stuff.
specific stuff. I was talking about the death of Navalny to my Navalny, whatever his name is.
Man, I'm disappointed. I was hoping we'd get all the way through the end of the episode and I was going to bring it up. Like, do you reckon Russia killed Alexei Navalny?
No, that's all I've been talking about for like the last half hour before I got in. So
yeah, Russia killed him. Putin totally killed him.
Do you know who this is, Kieran? Or do you know? Okay, so this
Fucking
is what I mean. Like,
uncultured
it's crazy.
swine.
Yeah, no.
Watch a documentary for once.
So this is what I wanted to bring up. This is what I was going to bring to the show today. And this is the crazy. Kieran's like sort of doing the opposite of what I want to do because you're not helping me prove a point. But I would say most.
If
people
anything, you're dismantling my point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
I would say most people know who. How do you say his last name is? Navalny. How do you actually say it?
I can't remember. I think it's Navalny.
Navalny. So Alexei Navalny was the opposition to Vladimir Putin.
The man that gravity forgot? Neville?
Nope. So he has been trying to fight Putin for like 10 plus years or even more. I'm not like super. I don't know everything, right? Anyway, so he was poisoned years ago. This is my short story for people like Kieran who don't know. He was poisoned, and like this isn't up for debate. He was poisoned. Someone put something in his suit. Put poison in the groin area. No, his underpants. Sorry, put poison in the groin area of his underpants. It poisoned him in his gooch. He nearly died. Right. He escaped Russia because he thought Vladimir Putin was trying to kill him, which he was. And then he went back to Russia like some years ago in like 2018, 2019, I think. And then he got arrested at the airport for some made up bullshit reason because basically Vladimir Putin wants to kill him, right? And he's been in prison since then. And then a couple of days ago, he just magically died. And then today, the news topic is, oh, his body's disappeared. We don't know where it's gone. It's crazy to me. And my point was going to be, and the conversation I was just having with my dad was, I think it's absolutely insane that we live in a world where most people, if you're not Kieran, know who this person is. Most people know who Alexei Navalny is.
Yeah.
Most people know Navalny. Most people know who he is. Most people know the briefness of his story and like what he's been fighting against, which is the monster big boss man that is Putin. And people, when it was announced the other day that he dead, everyone knows deep down that he didn't just magically die; he was killed, right? And yet we all watch it. All these like big countries, America, Australia, like all the major countries, we all see it in the news and go,
not much we can do.
Yeah, but it's crazy to me. Like it's so crazy that there's a like open in plain sight political murder, like that took 2 attempts for him to kill this guy by a country that America's in like shaking hands and in bed with, right?
I don't know about that.
Well, it wants to be. It's depending on who's running it.
Well, it depends on which party you're talking about.
Yeah. So Trump, obviously, and it's crazy. And we at the moment, like we're like, Ukraine, we might help them. Like it's crazy to me. I don't know. Like I don't know. I think it's absolutely insane. I don't know how Kieran, you don't know about any of this. Like this is like big news the last couple of days.
I guess I don't.
You zone out politics, I feel, don't you?
Not so much zone out politics, but it's like it hasn't entered my bubble anywhere. Like I haven't seen anybody talking about it on social media.
No, none of these Overwatch 2 players are talking about it. Am I wrong? Are any of them talking about the murder of the
probably not? But I don't think I have
Russian opposition leader.
I don't think.
I'll be honest. I don't think a lot of people I follow have tweeted about it either, which I find crazy. I think more people should be talking about it.
Like I just don't think. Like I see a lot of people talking about like Israel and stuff like that, and the continuation of what's going on behind that, and the I feel regularly where it's somebody's being called out for being a Zionist and whatever. Like it is. I feel like that's a pretty normal topic. Like not a normal topic, but like a well-informed topic and everything. Like Ukraine, of course, is once again, though, Ukraine is ongoing, but Ukraine isn't as front and center as it was when it first happened.
The casualty list isn't as extensive as what's going on in Gaza at the moment, so it isn't as attention grabby.
But this is the thing.
Probably because Ukraine is kind of holding their own. So,
but this is where we, and if we're putting tinfoil hats on for this episode, like
this is not a tinfoil hat. I'm telling you, this dude was
you've got a bit of a tinfoil hat on.
That's
or if his body's missing, he's faked his own death and escaped from Russia.
I can only hope.
I'm just throwing out conspiracy theory,
The tinfoil hats. No. It's just, the world is the most connected it has ever been in the history of mankind. But at the same time, what we see as a connected group is generally controlled by a minority group. What is shown on the news is like a minor kind of aspect of it, and it depends on, and it's so much of what news stations go out of their way to hunt for who's been hit by a car today, who's been run over, who's had a massive accident, who's tried to do something. Like, it's all doom and gloom is what they try and build on, because that is what those places have found works, and that's just a commentary on human society. Like, it's the same with...
Listen, in Kieran's defense, this week the news has been taken over by Taylor Swift being here in Australia, so I can understand why this massive news story might not have
Taylor Swift is a fucking Putin supporter.
I'm not going to say that.
What?
But any story tangentially related to Taylor Swift has taken priority on every single social media feed I've got.
All right, now I've put my tinfoil hat on.
Yeah. Large, very seismic swing from all the Americans who believe that, she's going to endorse Biden.
It's like this
she ruined football.
It's like this meme
she fixed it, apparently,
about her use of private
based on the
jets.
ratings.
Like her use of private jets. And I kept seeing this meme, so I looked into it. And there was nothing in anything I could find that was damning towards her specifically. The main thing people pick up is like a 13-minute flight. But it's like the easiest explanation is the plane needed to go for maintenance or was sold off and had to be checked, or
this is the thing with celebrities, right? And people that own planes. In general, I'm of the belief that flying private planes is bad. However, I don't hold it against anyone, because I understand that if you're a celebrity as big as Taylor Swift, what fucking choice do you have?
Yeah, what's the other option? You have to get on a plane with 600 other people?
There's not.
It's like...
But I can believe both things. I can go, in general, flying a plane for 4 people is terrible for the environment. Also, she doesn't have a choice.
But you could also apply that logic to private cars. Like, why can't we all just ride around in buses? Why can't we all just take taxis?
Yes, correct. It's the same.
Yeah,
it is the same logic, but it's just unrealistic for us to...
I don't think it's fine. I think the one that I saw that was a bad one. I didn't say any about Taylor Swift flying 30 minutes. I saw Kim Kardashian loves to fly 10 minutes from her LA home to the middle of LA or some shit like that in a private plane, and that's terrible.
From her home?
Yeah.
She has an airstrip at her house.
Yes. Why is this surprising?
I find it hard to believe.
You find that hard to believe?
Yes.
At the Kardashian home.
Yes.
Doing a quick Google search here.
Why can't people... Bear Joe had a skate park in his front yard. What are you talking about?
That's unreasonable.
That's going too far.
This is going too far.
I want to know, talking about Taylor Swift thing, the other thing I think is crazy about that.
Which
I
part?
haven't Googled this. I may need to Google this. Yeah, which part? I need to Google. I'm Googling it now. Has she toured in Australia before?
Yes.
Okay. Taylor Swift definitely.
Why is this time? Is it just because of popularity?
It's the Eras tour. So the Eras tour became bigger. The fact that she got all of her music rights back and everything. So
Yep.
she can.
It's like a
play
best
her
of
own
everything
music.
tour, you know?
Like it is like her eras is like the eras tour from what I've seen is like her going through every single album and stuff, and she plays secret songs, and especially like this year, like especially here, like I guess Taylor Swift as a human being is such a phenomenon right now. Like she is, what was it? I think it's like 4 nights at the MCG, and she has like 100,000 people or close to 100,000 people there
96,000 people per night.
every single night. Like she is the largest attended female singer-songwriter to do a concert ever.
Yep.
Like it is insane. Like she is as a cultural phenomenon is massive, and I think it comes down to stuff like the eras.
So, okay,
like,
I didn't understand. That makes sense. I didn't.
Yes,
I knew about that, but I never I never had someone say out loud and piece it together for me. But yeah, so getting the music back, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And like it's just like there is so there is a belief right now that if Taylor Swift were to do something, she has the current power to sway the US election.
Yeah.
Like she could go out and say, this is the person I want to vote for and we should be voting for as a nation. And her alone doing that would tilt the vote in that person's favor.
Like, I'm firmly of the belief if she's like, hey, we should all vote for this third party person, that person didn't.
That would, like, she is strong enough now where that is what would happen.
And people think this is wrong if she was to do that.
Yes,
the Republicans.
Well, it would be because then it's
pretty
like
common for celebrities to endorse politicians.
It is, but generally an endorsement isn't like it isn't tilting a whole election.
Yeah.
Like when one person has the power to destroy, to pretty much, like theoretically, if one person has the power to control an entire election, that isn't good. That's very bad.
Unless it's a good person.
Like that is like if she came out and said, "Yeah,
I know people of that belief, but you know,
it's not. You know, you
because of the Electoral College, I don't think that's 100% accurate.
No, but like there is like a decent amount that I think she would have a big enough impact to do something and to suggest it that would cause one way or the other kind of a shift in, and even just to get young people voting. Like America has such a problem with people under the age, like who are newly of voting age, and like
what if she just comes out
20s?
and says everyone needs to vote?
Yeah, that would also have a massive impact. Yeah, that would be perfect, right?
I think based on some of her previous comments, and like she made a tweet like
she's very
last election cycle, she would not endorse Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, no, she's very left leaning,
specifically saying we're going to vote you out at the last election. So unless she's completely changed her opinion in the last 4 years,
I don't think there's anything wrong with if she endorsed someone.
No,
I don't think like just because you're like in general, it's like a rule of just because you're a celebrity or your popularity level's
would
too
say
high,
it's bad if her intentions aren't. If
she doesn't actually believe it.
If she doesn't actually believe it, that's bad. If fucking Joe Biden comes along and offers her a stupid amount of money.
Well, no, that's illegal
to do it.
But
is it illegal?
Yeah, that's illegal. Like if Joe Biden gave her money to pretend to endorse her, but not
even pretend. All he has to do
the same as I think Dylan's right. I think you aren't allowed to get somebody pay to promote you, but they can pay you to make policy statements to do things that you want if you make a donation.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Politics is crazy. Like,
yeah,
it's also Wild West. It's very interesting. I'm looking forward to this year. I'll tell you what.
It's going to be interesting.
I'm so disappointed that that fucking show on Stan ended. Oh, fuck, what was that called? Dumpster Fire? No.
The
whatever it was called.
The circus.
The circus ended. Why did they end? They were like, nah.
Because a new CEO came in at Showtime and decided they didn't want to do this.
Yeah, they should bring that back.
Messed up.
House of Cards?
No. It was a weekly show that started during the original Trump election period called Circus with these like 4 political commentators, and it was posted weekly, and it was just because it was such a shitstorm at that time. There was always something wild happening every week, and the show they at the time they said it was just going to be 1 season until Trump got in, and then once Trump got in, shit still kept going wild, so they just kept it going all the way up until the insurrection. Yeah, so it was a crazy show. So someone should bring that back, but. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Trump might end up in prison before he even gets to...
I don't know. Yeah. Did you hear I don't know if you saw this story about he's getting tried in Georgia for trying to overturn the election.
Yeah.
And the prosecutor or the DA who's prosecuting him, they're trying to get her removed because she had a improper relationship with one of the other prosecutors. So potentially Donald J. Trump could get off because a DA fucked prosecutor. It's a wild world we live in.
Yeah, it's only in America.
Only America. He's already lost one Trump.
I thought he's lost 2. I thought he's lost 2 states.
Maybe.
Whatever they call it.
No, but he lost another massive court case this week in New York. So he's not allowed to trade or be a CEO in New York City.
Yeah.
So
his whole world is unraveling.
In just New York City or the New York State?
New York State, probably. Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Not that he matters because he lives in Florida now. So
his whole world's unraveling.
Did you see one other funny story? Did you see he tried to launch some sneakers?
No, what?
He went to I think it was SneakerCon to launch a pair of Trump sneakers.
Oh, right. I can see this. 4 hours ago. Trump launches gold high top sneaker line a day after 350 million court ruling, writes The Guardian.
They look terrible. I don't know who would want to wear those.
Well, no, they're very gold and they've got an American flag on them. So
massive T's on the side. Yeah.
I've wanted to do this a long time, the former US president said.
Apparently you got booed, so I'm very happy that the sneakerheads are on the right side of history.
I watched just quickly before the other thing is I watched I should know. I'm mental blanking. The late TV show host came back this
Daily Show.
Daily Show.
Jon Stewart came back to the Daily Show.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was good, right?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, he got a lot of backlash.
Why?
From people on the left because he went after Biden.
He went after both.
Yes, he went. I think he was always kind of a centrist.
Done some sketchy shit, especially this
the thing. His big point was Biden, Trump. They're both fucking old. Yeah. They're the oldest people to ever run for the U.S. presidency since they last ran.
He literally
they break their own record.
He sort of pulls up a picture of. He's like looking forward to the election with both of them. He pulls up and it's like, this is really what we're dealing with.
It's just even stuff like Biden did Biden's social media team put up a post during the Super Bowl. There was a really weird fucking picture, and at the same time, some really horrific shit was happening.
Well, that was the clip that he gets upset with a reporter saying that people who questioned him about being too old. He walks off, and Jon Stewart's like, "Oh, just keep walking. Don't go back to the podium."
No, because he done really well. He done really well, and he was walking away, and he's like, "Yeah," and he Biden starts turning around. He's like, "No!"
And Biden comes back and says, all the stuff that's happening in Gaza, it's kind of overblown, or something to that effect.
Oh my god,
pretty bad. Yeah. So, but then he hits Donald Trump a bunch of times about having a bad memory and that kind of stuff. So I think it's interesting to see Jon Stewart come back because obviously when his run was right before Donald Trump came into politics. So he was someone who did hit both sides. He did have a lot of jokes about Obama during his period. He did have a lot of, obviously he built his reputation off the back of making fun of George W. Bush. So I think you need to be you need to be able to hit both sides, but obviously a lot of left-leaning people are like, we can't damage Joe Biden's look in any way, because if we lose this election, we're all fucked.
He's damaging his own look.
Yeah, I mean, it's too late to pull out now, So I mean, the only thing, literally the only thing that could stop this election going forward is if Donald Trump gets actually, found guilty of something that disqualifies him from running.
Yeah, but then we're still going to have...
Even then.
Then you'll have... I don't know if that's actually better or worse to have Biden versus some of a random...
It'll be Nikki Haley, assuming she doesn't drop out of the race before then.
So...
Who knows?
Who knows, indeed. All right.
Not that it matters, because nothing actually happens in America anyway. Okay. That's the real thing about politics. They don't actually get anything done. So
I feel like if Trump was in at the moment, when any and all support, I don't think he would have given any support to Ukraine. America wouldn't give any support.
He literally said he would pull support from every single.
So stuff does happen. It's just
if they don't pay the bills, he would pull everybody.
Yeah,
fucking pizza. Terrible.
All right, thank you for joining us and listening to Politics with Explosion Network.
Yeah, Politics and Taylor Swift.
Politics and Taylor Swift. The two
easy thumbnail this week.
Yeah. Good.
Do you feel like you're more informed now, Kieran?
Yes and no. I suppose. Yep. I just feel like it's just taking up space in my brain that something more valuable could be present.
Are you saying these aren't happening in the world?
You just preferred to live in blissful ignorance before. That's what it is.
It's not even blissful ignorance. It's like stuff like this guy that's body's gone missing and stuff. Sure, cool. Nothing's gonna come of it.
Sure, cool.
Like sure, cool that we've talked about it, we know about it. Nothing's gonna happen.
I mean that's true.
There are currently riots in Russia, and
it's like
nothing's gonna happen. It's like the journalist who got killed in the Saudi consulate. You remember that story?
Because what can
Nothing's gonna happen.
Somebody's going to say,
Putin's going to resign. He's going to go.
No, exactly right. It's just going to turn around and be like, so Putin's going to be like,
it's like
they're going to be like, hey, Mr. Putin, can you explain what the fuck happened here? And
I don't know. I was on my estate with no shirt on a horse.
And while he's saying that, he's stroking this big red button that launches nuclear missiles, and everybody goes, sure, okay, yeah. We'll just go this way then. See you later, mate. Yeah. And that is what world politics really fucking is right now.
I would highly suggest for Kieran, he won't, and then anyone listening, watch the documentary Navalny.
Is it by documentary? Do you mean YouTube short?
It's 90-minute documentary.
Ooh,
like a feature-length documentary.
Ooh.
It is really good. It's
on Stan right now.
Dylan, could you watch it again for me?
Amazon Prime.
Can you write a synopsis?
Oh no, it's on DocPlay. Sorry.
Someone attempts to overthrow Putin and bring freedom.
I mean, you can literally just read. You can read the Wikipedia page. It's like 2 paragraphs.
Could you beat shorter than 2 paragraphs?
Gets his underwear poisoned, nearly dies.
I feel like your notes earlier has really covered it all for me. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big sentence.
Look, I will say the biggest travesty of it all is if a man's underwear is not safe, then what the fuck do we have in this world, you know?
We don't. That's the point. Yeah. The craziest part is when they fucking call the dude who they think done it and he admits to it on the phone. Anyway, I won't spoil it. All right, let's record. Okay, count.